key Obama administration and Clinton campaign Democrats are joining with lobbyists to crush Medicare for All. Yep, that's right. More than a dozen groups formed the Partnership for America's Healthcare Future. That's a vehicle to defeat Medicare for All. America's health insurance plans and Blue Cross Blue Shield Association founded the coalition alongside the Federation of American Hospitals, the big drug lobby pharma, and the American Medical Association. This is the actual death panel. You know, a recent Reuters poll said that 84.5% of Democratic voters support Medicare for All. Yet top Democratic Party staffers, including Obama and Clinton alumni, are mobilizing to destroy Medicare for All. Maybe Obama and Clinton's people don't really give a fuck about anything except money. I mean, if they gave a fuck about people suffering without health care, why would they be trying to crush Medicare for All? I'm here with the miserable liberal and Ron Placone. Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, my God. Now I'm really miserable.
Well, we're going to talk about this because new article in Politico says establishment looks to crush liberals on Medicare for All. So, and by the way, the subheadline there is the coalition that fought Obamacare repeal has fragmented as the party tries to follow through on campaign promises. So, you know, there's a bunch of progressives that have come in to, so there's Justice Democrats, 24 new Congress people ran on Medicare for All. So there's a lot more energy around the Medicare for All movement in the House among the progressive Democrats. And they're saying that this is going to be a rift between them and the corporate Democrats or the rest of the establishment Democrats. I hope it is. We'll see. Let's look at this article. It says this rift could come into full view in the opening weeks of the new Congress as the party, long bound by a need to defend the Affordable Care Act, tries to embrace a new health care vision it can carry into the 2020 presidential campaign. So let's just keep going. It says House Democratic leaders already are emphasizing the need to align behind a more pragmatic agenda. Ron, what do you say about pragmatic solutions?
There is nothing pragmatic about an incremental solution to a catastrophic problem.
There we go. 30 million Americans don't have health coverage. 30 million.
Catastrophic.
30 million. And by the way, most of the bankruptcies in America are caused by lack of health insurance, and most of those people who go bankrupt have health insurance. Catastrophic problem we have. I have health insurance, the most expensive I could purchase, and the last two procedures I wanted to have, they got denied. So I have to pay for them out of my pocket.
And it's not like you want to have them because you're just asking for, like,
No.
I just want a procedure.
No,
it's required. You need it.
I went to a doctor, and the doctor said, you need to have this done, this test. Specialist and my GP both said, you got to have this test. A doctor who never met me says, no, you don't need it. Isn't that hilarious? Oh, okay. Why don't I just call Blue Cross and tell them what my symptoms are, and they can just diagnose me because they obviously don't have to meet me.
Don't give them any ideas.
So the House Democratic leaders are already emphasizing the need to align behind a more pragmatic agenda focused largely on shoring up Obamacare without peering too far into the future. We want to continue promoting the idea of accessibility and improving the Affordable Care Act, said incoming Ways and Means Chairman Richard Neal, Democrat from Massachusetts. That should be the primary goal we have. No, the primary goal you have should be instituting an actual solution to our healthcare problems, which Obamacare isn't because it's a right-wing healthcare giveaway to Big Pharma and the health insurance companies that doesn't have cost controls and leaves 30 million people out. So that's not a solution, you fucking dick, and you know it. These are Democrats. Democrats. sounding exactly like Republicans. Exactly.
And they all have health care.
And the guy who said this, he has fucking healthcare up his ass. We want to continue promoting the idea of accessibility. What a dick. It's evil, is what that is. That's not pragmatic. That's fucking evil. You're denying 30 million people health care in the richest country in the world. And you're forcing other people into bankruptcy just because they got sick. More than a dozen groups intend to press the point next year through the Partnership for American Healthcare Future. That's what I mentioned at the top. The Partnership for America's Healthcare Future. That's the vehicle to combat an expanded role in healthcare, government role in healthcare. That's the vehicle to combat Medicare for all. But they're also against public option. They're also against that. They're also against lowering the age. The public option, which is, hey, you don't have to buy health care from Blue Cross or Aetna or somebody else is going to dick you over. You can just buy health insurance from Medicare. You just buy it from them, and they'll charge you whatever going rate is. And then they're not dicks to you. They won't do that.
Yeah, the subheading for the partnership is, in the future, everybody dies, so we're fine.
Yeah. So
Aren't they at all worried that anybody who's a Democrat that supports them now is going to die?
They don't care. No. The people who support them are the donors from Big Pharma and the health insurance industry. That's who supports them. And the Wall Street people who have stock in those companies. That's who they serve. So America's health insurance plans and the Blue Cross Blue Shield Association helped found the coalition alongside, we already told you that at the top, and here is that organization, the Partnership for America's Healthcare Future. The Partnership for America's Healthcare Future, it says underneath there, the Partnership for America's Healthcare Future, the PAHCF. That's catchy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
PAH, the PAHCF.
Slides right off the tongue, yeah.
The PAHCF. Their mission is to improve what's working in healthcare and fix what's not. You know what's not working? Privatized for-profit healthcare with a third party that administers the payment, meaning that third party being a for-profit insurance company. That's what's not working. You know what does work? Medicare. Medicare works like a charm. Medicare saves money. It's got the lowest overhead of any insurance program in the country. And by the way, it's the most popular health care program in the country. Medicare.
But Jimmy, this says Partnership for America's Healthcare Future, and it shows two hands clasping one another. So I trust it.
It's red and blue. That's what Republicans and Democrats can agree on, giving away money to corporations and lobbyists.
Well, that's the thing. That's why this emblem is very accurate. See, what you can't see, go to the graphic, Arno. What you can't see there is that the red hand is actually sliding the blue hand money, and then they wink at each other. So it's a good partnership.
Yeah, they're palming it
Mm-hmm.
like a good tipper does. You palm that tip.
Exactly.
Yeah. The partnership, some of whom members began discussion within weeks of Senate Republicans' failed Obamacare repeal vote in July 2017, is planning to launch a campaign featuring ads, polling, and white papers playing up the private sector's role and warning against further disruptions to the health system. People involved with the group. Do you see the language these PR
disruptions
pukes have thought up? Oh, people don't want any more disruptions to the health care. Oh, we do if it means I never get a fucking bill again and I get health care and I don't go bankrupt when I'm sick and I never have to worry about it again. I would like that disruption, and I'm sure everyone in the country would. Oh, except for the people making money off of keeping me sick. Disruption. You see how they're doing that? Isn't that clever how they do that? Disruptions. Nobody wants disruptions. You mean covering everybody for less money? Yeah. You mean like that disruption? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about the private sector's role? You mean the thing that should be non-existent?
Non-existent.
That thing, that role they should have?
Avalier, that's the name of a consulting firm that Democrats often leaned on to highlight the dangers of GOP repeal bills, is producing research for the coalition. So this group, Avalier, that's a consulting firm that the Democrats always work with, and they to highlight the dangers of the GOP and their repeal agenda of Obamacare. They're now providing research to the coalition that wants to kill Medicare for all. So this firm that usually works with Democrats still is, by the way, because most of the Democrats want to kill Medicare for all too. By the way, Avalier founder Dan Mendelsohn, former Clinton White House official, now working to crush Medicare for all. He declined to comment on the firm's work, citing a policy of not talking about its clients.
Hey, Jimmy.
We're a PR. We don't like to talk about our client. We like to keep that on the DL.
Jimmy, can you remind me again what Hillary Clinton said?
Medicare for all will never come to pass. Yay, I'll vote for you.
You got my vote, lady.
Things are never going to get better in this country. Vote for me.
And you know, every time I hear the phrase pragmatic progressive, I'm thinking fun Republican.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you get. You're not going to get anything that's going to help you as an individual. They might tell you a good joke, but they're not going to really help you.
There are fun Republicans, though.
Yes, that's why I'm saying, you know.
Yes, okay. The partnership has also received support from Lauren Crawford Shaver. Who's that? A veteran of the Obama administration's Health and Human Services Department. Is that all? No. She also worked on Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign. What's she doing now? Well, she's running its operations out of the lobby shop Forbes Tate Partners. That's who these people are. These people are indistinguishable from Republicans. Except when it comes to who can use bathrooms, I think. We believe Americans deserve access to affordable, high-quality health care. But a one-size-fits-all government-controlled system like Medicare for All isn't the answer. You know,
literally a right-wing talking point. One size fits all. That's literally what you'll hear on Fox News. That's what Republicans say. That is verbatim. They're not even disguising it anymore. They're not even being more polite anymore. That is verbatim a right-wing talking point.
Hey, I'm out of health care. Well, I have a system that provides it to everybody and for less money than you're spending now. I don't want that one size fits all. Can't we have some different sizes that don't really work first? That one size that fits all that works, that's shitty. Makes me uncomfortable. So the Democrats, they want to preserve Obama's legacy around a failed healthcare plan that wasn't even his plan in the first fucking place. That's kind of amazing. We need to strengthen the Affordable Care Act and make it more appealing, said the corporate Democrat as they take a container of glitter out of their pocket.
Hope fairy dust.
The more you know. So let's finish this. But a one-size-fits-all government-controlled system like Medicare for All isn't the answer. Well, why don't you ask the people who are on Medicare right now if they think that's a good answer? And they'll all agree. It is. What an asshole this guy is. Shaver. Oh, it's not a woman. It's a woman, I mean. This is Lauren Crawford Shaver. So it just goes to show you women are just as big as money-sucking assholes, enemies of the people, as any guy could ever be. So there's your identity politics. There's a woman fucking over people with healthcare right there. And just bullshitting you, gaslighting you with right-wing talking points like the corporate cash sucker that she is. She said, Shaver said, predicting it would restrict choice and innovation.
What? They're not even original with their. I mean, they're taken out of the Republican playbook.
This is like from.
You mean as soon as you provide health care for everybody, no more innovation?
No more innovation.
Goes, you know what? I don't want to figure out anything else with this science business.
We're done with science.
Mm-hmm. We're going to give you one size fits all.
And nobody wants to put the decisions regarding our health care in the hands of politicians in Washington.
That's not how it works.
Nope. It would be in the hands of my doctor, and then my doctor gets a cash payment from the government. That's it. It'd be the hands of my doctor and me. You know what you want to have? You want to put it in the hands of a for-profit bureaucrat who never met me. Like now, the CT scan I got for my sinuses that they wouldn't cover, that got got put in the middle. Some doctor I never met at Blue Cross said I don't need it.
And
that's what she's advocating for. That is what a Hillary Clinton staffer is advocating for. And now you know why Hillary Clinton sucked so hard and couldn't even beat an orange clown political novice, because these people are bankrupt. They're morally bankrupt and they're politically bankrupt. They represent no one except money. And these are the people now that the progressives have to fucking work with. I'm sorry, Steph. Go ahead.
And what's outrageous is the cost of that CT scan was $500. And we know what $500 means to most people in America, right? Aren't they $500 away from disaster?
Afford it. Yes.
So, like, you need a procedure. You need that test. You're not even asking for medication.
No.
You're asking for this so as to make sure how you can be medically treated in the future.
I'm just asking for a test.
And they're denying it.
Right. They're not. I'm not into the treatment stage. They just denied me the test. Boy, what a piece of garbage this woman is. Former top Obama campaign aide Eric Smith, also a piece of it, has also been involved in running communications for the partnership. Though he told Politico his relationship with the coalition is ending in the next few weeks.
Oh, he would no way at all want to.
What happened? What happened, Eric? You get a job at fucking Raytheon? You get a job with Blackwater? Where's your next job, you piece of shit?
Well, this time of year, there is a chance he was visited by three spirits.
Yeah.
Let's stay optimistic.
Officials from several groups express confidence that public support for Medicare for All will plunge as people become more aware of the trade-offs it would require. Oh, yeah? I bet you fucking doesn't.
Boy, those 30 million Americans who don't have coverage, they're going to go, well, what's my trade-off here?
What's my trade-off?
I get coverage or what?
Or what?
30 million Americans are suffering. And they're more worried about the insurance company's profit margin.
Yes, they are, Steph. That's called a Democrat. We are convinced here that whether it's on the state basis or federal basis, they literally say this. Incremental change is a real possibility and is doable, says Kenneth Rasky, president of the Greater New York Hospital Association, one of the loudest voices in the 2017 against both ACA repeal and state-level single-payer effort. So they want to screw you over on the state level and the federal level, but they love the ACA. Why? Because it's a big boom for the insurance company and for big pharma. But a real solution, Medicare for everybody, they don't want you to have that. So this is, again, this guy, Kenneth Rasky, another scum of the earth asshole who is pretending he's a respectable person, and he's fucking not. This guy is the scum of the earth, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He's denying you health care, and he doesn't give a shit. Why? Because there's money to be made in denying you health care, and he's all about making money. He's not about making sure sick people get taken care of, or the 30 million Americans who don't have health care get it. He's about making fucking money, and he doesn't care if he has to deny you healthcare to get it. That's who this Kenneth Rasky is. These people are fucking psychopaths. That's what Kenneth Rasky is. That's called a sociopath. That's what Kenneth Rasky is, a fucking sociopath of the highest order. And I bet he wears a suit and tie when he says stuff like this.
I don't see how anyone even sees this as a debate. Look, here's a basic rule in politics. When one side has a policy idea that would fix our healthcare system, and the other side just has a bunch of buzzwords and no ideas, that other side isn't looking out for your best interests because those buzzwords are all they have. And that's what this is.
Yep. The bulk of these people, Clinton and Obama staffers. And you wonder why we got Trump? You still think it was probably because of that meme of Bernie as a gay guy or arm wrestling Satan. I bet you that was it. I bet you it was $4,700 in Russian advertisement on Facebook that beat that $2 billion behemoth Clinton machine. I bet it was that $4,700. It wasn't this. It wasn't because of the Democratic Party has morphed into assholes like this. This guy's not a decent fucking person, just so you know. Just because you have manners while you're killing someone, that doesn't mean you're a nice person. That means you're scummy. Because let's remember that good manners are the last refuge of a scoundrel. And that's what all these motherfuckers are. Scoundrels of the worst order. He goes on to say, in New York, we have a 5% uninsured. Why do we want to have a 100% solution to a 5% problem? What a fucking insidious dick this guy is. Don't you just want to go to his house and wait for him outside when you go, can you fucking please explain to me? So you're just an asshole, right? Just admit it. Just admit you're an asshole, Kenneth. Right? You're an asshole? And you don't give a shit about people, right? I'm sure he lives in a gated community, though. You got to deny a lot of health care to people to afford those gates at the gated community. That his stupid sentiment is echoed inside Democratic circles by strategists fearful of squandering the party's advantage on health care and losing the support of industry groups that have proved helpful in recent health care fights. Do you hear these mental gymnastics these assholes are doing?
It is quite impressive. I mean, first of all, it's ridiculous on many levels, but at the most basic level, it's assuming that all the people that actually have health care are happy with it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And don't go through the same BS you went through. A lot of people do. It happens all the time. I mean, when Michael Moore made the movie Sicko, the first few examples he gave, and he did it intentionally, were of people who had health care.
Yeah.
And we're still getting screwed over by our messed up for-profit system.
So it's almost like corporations are in charge of our government.
It's almost like that, Steph. Isn't it weird? Medicare for All skeptics point to the lengths the Obama administration went to secure industry support for the ACA prior to its passage in 2010. An effort that did little. Listen, this is just an effort that did little to insulate Democrats from 8 years of political blowback. Yet another major government healthcare expansion could be even more painful, they say. You know why there was 8 years of blowback against Barack Obama's healthcare plan? Because it was a shitty healthcare plan with no cost controls that left out 30 million people. That's why there was blowback against it, because it was shitty and there wasn't a public option.
And you know why it was shitty? Because it had industry support.
That's right.
Because that's what it had to do to secure industry support. That paragraph could literally just be summarized as Democrats warn, don't make the donors mad.
Yes, that's what this paragraph says.
And who are the skeptics exactly? Because they aren't those 30 million Americans without health care.
No, well, the Medicare for All skeptics are the frickin' corporate Democrats. Mm-hmm. That's who the Medicare for All skeptics are. From a political perspective, it's really a high priority to keep the focus on the Republicans and what Republicans have done to harm healthcare, said Brad Woodhouse, whose pro-Obama group, Protect Our Care, played a central role in the repeal fight. So what this guy, Brad Woodhouse, is advocating is the Democrats have no ideas. What he's saying is keep your focus on the negative. Keep saying how bad the other guy is because you don't have a fucking message. That's his advice. This sounds like Hillary Clinton campaigning, which lost you to Trump. That's what it sounds like, right? That's what that sounds like, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Keep your focus on they're bad. We're not as bad as they are. How about you actually have a positive agenda that people like and want to come out and vote for? So he's saying get people to come out and vote against something instead of get people to come out and vote for something. And that's a losing strategy, Brad. But I guess you don't really give a shit.
No, because it's easy to defend a bad healthcare plan when someone comes up with literally an anti-healthcare plan.
Yeah. The country just isn't ready to rip it up, meaning our healthcare plan, and start over again. Yes, they fucking are. What world do you live in? You think those 30 million Americans are ready to rip it up? Yes, they are. You think the people who go bankrupt because of medical bills, the number one cause of bankruptcy in America, medical bills, you think those people are ready? Yes, they are. Or how about all the people who technically have health insurance, yet can't afford their deductibles so they don't get treatment until it's too late? Well, Elizabeth Warren happens to disagree with that, Jagoff. She says people across this country have worked through for themselves the public debate on the government's role in health care, and America has shifted, said Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Medicare for All supporter and likely 2020 presidential candidate. People across the country have worked through for themselves the public debate on the government's role in health care, and America has shifted. So there you go. So now, again, every story, that's another story. Another reason why we got Trump. People are hurting in America, and the Democrats pretend they have a solution, and they don't. And they gaslight you. Instead of offering you a solution, the Democrats are gaslighting you and saying, oh, nobody wants to rip it up and start over. Yes, they do. I want to rip it up and start it over. How about you?
Hey, you were able to bail out the banks.
Right.
How about start bailing out the people?
Right.
You have plenty of money to bail out banks. You have plenty of money to go to war.
Hey,
how about we fund peace and we fund Medicare for all?
If we could have Medicare for all, would you be willing to rip up the system you have right now, Steph?
Yes.
How about you, Ron? If we could have Medicare for all, would you rip up the system we have right now?
I actually think it's kind of fun, like doing the online sleuthing and wondering if there's a doctor that takes my insurance and wondering just how much of the medicine I'm going to have to pay for. So while I will miss that fun internet sleuthing, I think I'd be willing to compromise here with the hoi polloi.
Yeah. Compromise and actually have a system that's less expensive and covers everybody.
Yeah, it sounds okay.
That's how one size fits all.
That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm really worried about.
Yeah.
Because it's like I get to go online. I'm like, I'm going to figure out my size. I don't even know what it is. Does this doctor take my insurance? I don't know.
Wouldn't you want a couple of sizes that don't really fit?
Yeah, because that's part of the process, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like finding the right guitar.
Okay. Why don't you make fun of Trump more? Our next live Jimmy Dore show is February 1st in Burbank, California. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a list of all our live shows, and please become a premium member if you can. Become a patron. It's the way we support this show because they're coming at us, and we give you bonus. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Check it out. Become a patron. And if you can, make sure you're still subscribed. They unsubscribe people every day. I know it sounds crazy. It only takes a second. Please make sure and click that bell when you subscribe so they'll send you a notice when we drop a video. Thanks for your support.